YouTube, B Smokehouse back here with you, and I think today we're gonna do some wings. In this case, we're only doing wingettes, which is that shorter wing portion. No drummettes, which would be the short drum, right? We're gonna get a quick overnight brine on these, dry brine. So we're gonna start this recipe off by getting them in the pan. I'm going to season them in this pan instead of seasoning them individually, wasting a lot of season. My hands are clean. Okay. Well, the package said these were all just wingettes, but as you can see, we've got some drummettes in there as well. That's fine. I'm not going to trim any of this off. All right. Going to get it in here. Give my hands a quick wash. We're going to get these nice and seasoned up, get them onto a drying rack, and place them into the fridge overnight. I've got a simple seasoning mixture. This is kosher salt, granulated garlic, and 16 mesh black pepper. And I'm just going to coat the wings. Real simple. I'm going to try and use all of this. Alright, it's fine. Get it mixed up. Make sure that salt is touching every piece of chicken. It smells good already. Give it a nice mix. So I went simple with the seasonings here because once these are done, I'm going to hit them with a dusting of a store-bought rub that I bought. Following the directions on the back of that bottle, it just says simply once the wings are cooked, hit them with that store-bought rub. Nice and simple. Wings here. I've got a rack here. And we're going to get these wings out and simply place them on the rack. Kind of force some flavor to this chicken. Again, chicken can be quite bland. Alright, so I'm going to get this into my fridge overnight. I'll bring you guys back when I get a fire started, and we're going to show you guys how we're going to cook this off. Again, not the hardest recipe in the book. Quite simple. Tomorrow is game day in the big NFL games. My team is playing tomorrow. I want to have these done by the time my team starts playing. Stay tuned and I'll show you how I'm going to get that done. Alright, here's our chicken after that overnight dry brine. Alright, so this dry brine has imparted intense flavors down to the bone. We know that this dry brine has worked because you can look at the skin on a lot of these pieces. It has dried that skin out, which means that salt and the other seasonings have penetrated. So I'm going to let these sit here probably for the next 5-10 minutes. I've got a fire going. I think I'm going to get these directly over some charcoal. In order for me to do that, I need to make sure that my charcoal is nice and hot and ashed over, which is to say that it'll be a more gentle heat. After these are done, we're going to be using this Cosmos wing dust in the flavor of honey barbecue, right? Now the instructions say to use this after the protein is done. So what I'll do is, once these are done, I temp them. We are looking, honestly, I like to take my chicken up into the 180s. All of this is a dark meat. It can handle it, right? So we're going to be shooting, 175, 180, 185. Even if it goes higher, that's fine. In an effort to make sure that we can get this skin crisp and keep that meat on the inside nice and juicy. So once my fire has calmed down and give me some white hot ashes, I'll bring you guys along and show you how we're going to cook these off. Stay tuned. put the wings on here about 3 to 4 minutes ago. As you can see, I put the driest side of the skin down first. We can work on crisping that up. These I will be giving a turn. In the center here, I went with the pyramid method with some Kingsford charcoal. Whatever wood's in there is the wood I had from a previous cook. I can tell you it's very small. Didn't feel like we need it. We're going with simple flavors on this chicken so that seasoning that I'm going to put on after they're done can stand out. As you can see, we already got some fat rendering. Now, when I switch these, I'm going to go with the thicker boys, these drummettes, and get them in the middle. I probably should have started off that way since these are going to take longer to cook. So let's see what type of browning we're getting already with that salt brown. That's good. We got some good char, again, not burnt. See where we're going. It's hot. This area in the center is the hottest. So I'm going to give these a flip. This first flip, and then we're going to get the top back on so we can kind of control some of these temperatures. I will be playing with the exhaust, or I'm sorry, the intake, to ensure that we don't really overchar these. Good with some char, not good with burning. All right. These thick ones. All right. Good thing is that they are dry on that side that was up in the fridge. We're gonna let them rock, and then I'll start stacking these around the edges of the coals. Stay tuned. All right, here's where we at. I've got some excellent color on all the chicken wings. Again, we were able to do that because of that overnight dry brine. Now, most of these are quite crispy. Now, what we're gonna do, we got them to this outer ring. Fire's still going. I'm going to go ahead and put my lid on so I can get rid of these flames and let these finish off again. I don't mind these going above 180, 185. Stay tuned. Here's my chicken. Took about right at an hour. It's all temping over 180, 185. We're going to go ahead and get this dust on this wing dust. Again, that's how it looks. A little bit more. This wing dust actually tastes pretty good. There's a kick of sweetness with that honey and a tad bit more. Never really tried. I've tried some of Cosmos seasonings, but never the wing dust. This is honey barbecue again, sweet and hickory smoke. Smells good. The directions say to go ahead and coat these as soon as you're done cooking them. And that's going to be about it. All right. Let me get set up to take my final shots, and I'll bring you guys back for a final taste test. All right, here's the final product. Again, let's recap what we did to this chicken. So I had 2 packs of what the package labeled as just flats. However, these were flats and drummettes. I took them, I seasoned them down last night with kosher salt, black pepper, and garlic powder. Now, the black pepper may have contributed to what we see as burning, but it's not burnt, it's char. Getting a really delightful smell. All right, so these set overnight in my fridge with that salt, garlic powder, and black pepper on them to help dry that skin out. The skin did get dry, right? Now, after that, I got up this morning, checked them, moved them around a bit in my fridge to make sure everything was drying. You can see that skin had dried out because, again, there's no moisture to it. You can almost see straight through that skin to the flesh, to the meat. Then, this afternoon, I took them out of the fridge, simply set them here on the counter, and I went and I started a fire on my Weber Kettle 22-inch, the shallow version, using Kingsford Blue Bag Charcoal. I used the pyramid method. Once I was able to attain some white, hot, ashed over charcoals, I put the cap on and let that heat settle a bit. I then went directly over those white, ash hot charcoals, and then after these developed some char, I then began setting the wings, the flats off to the side while I got the bigger drummettes directly over that heat. Those then were removed to the outer ring, put the top back on, and let it go for about 20-30 minutes until these were temping 185 or greater. This total cook, minus what I did last night, took about an hour, a little bit over an hour. All right, let's get a taste, because I'm going to sit down and enjoy some football and enjoy this chicken. I'm going to go for one of these drummettes. This is one of my favorites. I am a flats guy, but just for the camera, we're going to dip it in there. This is homemade ranch, right? Very good. The outside is a bit salty, not overly salty. You know that's there. That meat is tender, moist, and juicy. The char that Kingsford charcoal gave these is excellent. At first I was worried about them being burnt, right? But they're not burnt. And we know that because, again, that burnt flavor will overtake any seasoning, anything else that you have on the chicken. That is not the case. It's really delicious. It's coming off the bone. The combination of these wings with this homemade ranch dressing is spectacular. I ought to do more smaller chicken pieces directly over that charcoal. There's something about that flavor. To me, these done right over the charcoals beat these being smoked. Right? I think the only thing that might have been better is if I had fried them off directly after that. All right. Other than that, hey guys, I appreciate your support. We're going to continue to grow this channel. I am getting better at editing. I'm getting better at other things with social media. Bear with me. Have some patience. You'll start to see those changes come through. Until next time, be Smokehouse out.